people like you and I, who always have a seat at the table, we have to be voices of advocacy for the women who are not at the table.
I think that's right. And I think the other thing is we've got to build out the pipeline of women that are coming into the systems, whether it's in the U.S. government, whether it's in departments, ministries, decision-making bodies around the world. Because too often it's the case that it's men that need to decide whether they should include some other women, and we need to get to the point where it is men and women, women and men deciding whether they've got the right delegation.
Yes.
Right? But to do that, we've got to get more women in the system. And I think you and I have been at the work we do for a while.
Yeah.
And I think in most countries around the world, including here, we've seen, I think, significant improvement there. Not enough. And I think where we've seen the least is in the hard power, national security, negotiations over war, those kinds of issues. We've still got some serious work to do to get a better balance.
And in political power circles, so President Sirleaf has put together a mentoring program for young women engaged in politics, from how you run a campaign to how you manage a political position.
Yeah.
And we have to do more of that because so many young women don't get the mentoring, they don't get the coaching. They're not brought into the circle at a young age so that they learn it on the way up.
Yep.
And so many of them are not prepared for success.
I think if we had a better gender balance in a lot of these places, processes would change. Discussions would change.
And just to give you an example, rape was never seen as a tool of war. It was an action that was taken. And now we know that rape of women has become a tool of war. And it's women that brought that to the table so that we can hold people accountable. We're holding them accountable for atrocities, but rape is one of those atrocities.
But part of the reason I think women raise that, in my experience, and I want to be very careful about making sweeping generalizations, I think women are more comfortable raising uncomfortable issues. I have found in my work, in my personal life, I'm in a meeting, I'm waiting for a meeting, you're at the airport, you've just met somebody who's on the delegation from another country. If you've got 2 or 3 women sitting around, it takes about 4 to 7 minutes before your conversation includes things that are personal or sensitive, right? We talk about these things all the time. And I think breaking through and raising issues that are taboo or that nobody wants to talk about, putting rape on the table as now an unfortunately increasingly common act of war and political violence. Naming what happens to young girls who are HIV positive because they've been married young or they have no economic choice but to sell their own bodies. Putting those issues on the table, I tend to think women are more inclined to raise them.
There was this tendency that these were side issues.
These are your issues.
Yeah,
these are soft issues. Yeah. Oh, we really should do something for you, Linda, on that issue. We could have a special event. No.
Yeah.
No, we need to put this at the center of the table.